Hello, everybody. Antoine here to talk about this game, Loop 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 Cube Loop Salad Portable Matatabi. It's published by Dimple Entertainment, and I do believe they don't even exist anymore. I think they went bankrupt. So that's why there is no digital versions that exist for this game. Now you may be asking yourself, hey, Loop Salad, man, what is this? Like some kind of weird cooking game? Nah, it's actually a puzzle game. And on the back of the case, it says story puzzle game. Like you can enjoy a story, you can enjoy a puzzle. I mean, the puzzle you can understand without knowing Japanese, but obviously for the story, you do need to know Japanese. I can understand some of it, but I'm not really an expert when it comes to Japanese. But overall, I think it's a very great game. It's actually part of a trilogy, but I mean, technically, there's differences between the PSP and the DS version. I will have the DS version here in a few weeks, and yeah, so I can see what's the differences between them. I believe in the DS and the PSP versions, they added like new chapters because each chapter has 10 puzzles. And in the original PS1 game, there's only 10, but they added two more, so there's 12. That makes 120. And then you have the hard levels, which is 10 more in each section. So yeah, there's hundreds and hundreds of levels in this game. One important thing about Loop Salad as a whole is I guess it apparently started as a manga by Izumi Takamoto. Now, that's not the most familiar name when it comes to, like, mangaka or whatever, because I don't think any of his works have actually been translated into English or for, like, official, manga you can get at Barnes and Nobles or Books A Million or whatever. However, I did find a couple of on MangaNet, and that's Transistor Venus and Sakura, the Oath of Sakura, or something Sakura no Sakai, something like that. But yeah, back to Loop Salad. I mean, right now I have the PSP version as well as the PS1 version. I consider the PSP version probably to be better. I mean, the Matatabi mode that is featured is a nice little diversion. You basically get to play as a cat, and it's really adorable. And you just pop the bubbles. But as of course with the main games, I mean, it'll start really simple and then it'll get kind of complicated. But you don't have to worry about matching up three blocks of the same color in order to make them disappear or anything like that. So I'm gonna do what I don't even think anybody else has done. Let's attempt to break down the story. Now, like the first chapter in the DS and PSP version is called Keiki no Chikai, which translates to the Oath of Cake. And basically, every chapter just seems to be Salad's imagination running wild. But in this chapter, she feels like she wants to be a cake shokunin, or basically like a cake and decorator or a maker of cakes or something like that. And I mean, and the song, which is like Keikyo Yako, which is like let's bake a cake. It's about how fun it is to bake a cake, and it's just pretty funny because the girl's name is Salad, and there's no mention of any kind of salad in the entire game besides her name. But overall, I think that pretty neat game. Izumi Takamoto, I mean, this may or may not be right, but apparently he's also involved with the game development of it. So I mean, he's like a mangaka as well as a game designer, apparently. Yeah, I wish I could find a little bit more information, but I'll link in the description the website, where I discovered this game, and I kind of didn't think much of it at the time,
I'm like, oh, it's just some puzzle game, huh? It's whatever. It doesn't seem that special. But then, like, I find myself on my Japanese account for the PSN, and I was like, wait a minute. Loop Salad, that looks familiar. I'm like, oh, wait, there's a PS1 version? Like, oh, I had no idea. And so, I saw that one. It's rated really high, like 4.5 stars or something, almost 5 stars. Like, oh, this is the game that they were talking about on NTSC-UK, and now it's Bordersdown, because I guess there was a rebranding thing or something happened. I mean, that's one of the first websites where I actually started to attempt to learn Japanese, because they had like katakana and hiragana charts, and then like they had like commonly seen, things you'll find in a game, whether that's like memory card, save, buy, load, all that different stuff. Alright, so chapter 2 is called Oji-san to Penguin, which is her uncle and the penguin. Basically, this one just seems to be a big joke. Like in the beginning, Salad, she's talking about how she hates the cold, she hates snow, hates winter. And she wants to go to Minami no Shima, which is South Island. And I guess her uncle and I think her dad, they like take her to Antarctica, the South Pole or something. They're like, you wanted to go to the South Island? So it's like there's nothing more south than Antarctica. And so she's there with the penguins. And the great thing about the games is, she's always, every chapter she wears a different costume and there's a different theme song that goes along. This theme song is like talking about fish and the blue sky and every day let's go out, things like that. I mean, it's one of the more down tempo songs, and it sort of set the pace for the original game. But I think with they starting with the cake, it kind of brings the energy up higher than like how it was in the original game. Because yeah, it's a slower song, but I mean, it's still cute. I mean, the whole game is super adorable, but... Alright, chapter 3 is Nurse no Kami-sama, which translates to Nurse of God. And, Salad, she's got the aspirations to be a nurse. I mean, like a bunch of girls, but she's taking it very far. She's, like, wrapping her dad in his face in gauze. And then, like, it cuts to a scene of her and her uncle, and I guess he hurt his finger, so she's, like, wrapping up his finger in gauze, and then, like, they're talking about astronomical numbers of people that she would help or something like that, like 9,999,999, something like that. And, then she does meet God, and God's like Yokoyata, which is like basically like good job. And then after I guess she gets her blessing from God, then she goes back, to the house, and she's just wrapping her mom's face and then wrapping her uncle's face. She's covering all their faces in gauze, and it's just very goofy music, and yeah, it's pretty silly. I probably should. I bet somebody's probably already uploaded like the videos of like how the scenes going on. Cause I mean, it's actually somewhat high quality animation that they've provided for this version. Cause it looks really good. There's no subtitles or nothing like that. And even in the original game on PS1, there is subtitles, but it goes through automatically, so you can't really like stop and like analyze stuff, which makes it harder for somebody that want to translate the game. All right, chapter 4 is Oji-san to Lamp no Se. It's basically her uncle and the spirit of the lamp, or like a genie. Because this chapter involves Salad. She sees her uncle and her dad sitting there drinking coffee, and she's like, oh, I want to drink coffee, I want to be cool like you guys, as many kids feel. And so her uncle mentioned something about a lamp that he ran into, and he rubs the lamp, and guess who comes out of the lamp? It's Salad as a genie or whatever. And she tries to convince him to let her drink coffee, and yeah, it doesn't really work out. She can't exactly drink the coffee. I mean, even the song of the level is about how great coffee is, and just the way it tastes and everything like that. But I can't really do the coffee, but I I understand the appeal. And that's basically the gist of that chapter. Chapter 5 is Oji-san to Obake, which is Uncle and the Ghost. So this one's weird. It starts out with Salad. She's, her mom, dad, and her uncle, they're all sitting down just trying to read a book or a newspaper or whatever. And she's running around going, Obake! Which I guess is what you say in Japanese when you're trying to scare people. She's wearing the sheet, all the classic stuff. And, she starts to get disappointed that they're not paying attention to her. They're just reading their books. And so it cuts away to another scene with her uncle, I guess, out and about. And then she gets kind of sad because no one thinks that she's scary. And then she, turns into a real ghost. I'm like, what? So she turns into a real ghost, and then I guess solving puzzles brings her back. It's a really weird plot. I don't know, but yeah, that's basically the gist of that. I mean, she's ghost. She just wants recognition, and she can't get it. And then the song. Oh man, the song's like Ghost of the Forest, Mori no Obake. And it's so happy. I mean, it's like it's just such a happy, upbeat song about being a ghost. It's like Ghostbusters, eat your heart out, man. Chapter 6 is Oji-san to Kaite Okoku, which is Uncle and the Underwater Kingdom, I think, or Under Deep Sea Kingdom, or something like that. So this one starts out with, of course, Salad's mom and dad and uncle. They're all just eating, dinner or lunch or whatever it is. And Salad, she's just talking about, I hate fish. I don't want to eat fish. I don't like fish. And so then she gets whisked away. I really, this is her imagination or something. To her uncle and her dad. They're underwater, and she's like the princess of the underwater kingdom or something like that, and she's still like, I hate fish. Don't you bring no fish around here. I don't care for underwater. I don't want to see any of those damn fish. And then the song is basically I like the sea. I mean, Umigasuki, but so I don't know if they're supposed to contradict each other. Just she's underwater, I hate fish. I mean, it's it's pretty funny though, but that's pretty much all for that chapter. Chapter 7, Yama Aruki, which translates to hiking. And I mean, yeah, this one's pretty simple actually. I mean, Loop Salad, and she's at home with her mom and uncle and everything. And she's like, oh, I want to go hiking. And they're like, yeah, we don't know if we really want to take you because you might be annoying or something like that. And then, they do go hiking. As Salad says, she wants to go, to the mountain. I mean, that's part of the word. I mean, it's Yama, which is a mountain. So they do go out hiking. She's got that flannel and the jeans. I mean, look almost like a lumberjack or something like that. Yeah, and they're out and about and they're enjoying themselves. And then you see this huge, it looks like a tree coming down. And then once it cuts to the song, which is just Yama Aruki hiking or whatever. Very, very happy, very upbeat. I mean, can't really be in a bad mood here and that. But the scene that it shows these weird circular looking things with ridiculously large feet. So it's they're just walking around or something. I don't really know. I mean, it seems pretty strange, but chapter 8, which is Oji-san to Honoyose, which translates to the uncle and the book fairy. So, Salad, her uncle, and her dad, they're just out like in a bookstore. And, Salad, she picks up like a manga. She's showing her dad. Her dad's like, I don't think you should be reading manga. Like, there's got some stuff in there that's not appropriate for children. And then she shows her uncle. And her uncle's like, oh, hey, have you ever heard of the book fairy? And she's like, no. And then starts describing. And then I guess it cuts to a scene with her imagination of herself as the book fairy. She's just flying around. And, looking adorable and stuff. And, she, tries to convince her dad that she should get the manga. And then, I guess a receptionist in the background says, are you guys going to pay for that? And the scene ends. So, that's the end of that chapter. Chapter 9 is called Wagamama na Ohime-sama, which translates to, the selfish princess. So, scene starts out with Salad and her uncle. They're just reading books, and then Salad's mom comes in, demanding that she needs to, clean her room, right now, or else she's in trouble. And then her uncle is explaining, the legend of the selfish princess. And then the scene cuts to, I guess, Salad as the selfish princess. And, she's just pointing at random people and saying, this one over there, that one over there, that one over there, this one, that one over there. Go over there and do this, go over there. She's demanding stuff. And then eventually, she just starts making cat noises, going meow or nyan, because it's Japanese. And, and that's basically it. And then, after her mom, comes back in, to scold her, then it cuts to the theme song, and the theme song is obviously about the selfish princess, but the picture shows all these cats, so it's like she's going to be a crazy cat lady or something like that. But yep, that's all for that chapter. Chapter 10 is called Sarada to Hana no Tane, which translates to salad and the flower seeds. So her dad is out gardening, in his yard, and Salad, she decides she wants to get involved. And then her uncle comes up and is like, oh, hey, have you heard of these, these flower seeds? So she plants them. And then, they start to notice a really large object, growing from the ground. And as you see it kind of looks like Loch Ness Monster or something like that. It's really weird. It's bigger than their house. And then that's pretty much the gist of the scene. And then it cuts to the song, which is still talking about the flower seeds. But the drawing shows, some kind of dinosaur looking thing. It's underneath their house, growing around it. And then the scene after the song is over. I mean, the song's fine. It's upbeat. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of the top songs, but it's still quality. I mean, talking about sunflowers and flying away and dandelions and all kinds of things like that. But so the last scene in the chapter is they're talking about, oh, did you know that those were kyoryu, tane, and kyoryu that's a dinosaur. So it's like it confirms that that seeds to grow a damn dinosaur. Like, so ridiculous. But chapter 11 is called Ojisan to Roboto, which translates to Uncle and the Robot. So scene starts out, and as usual, Salad's dad is reading a newspaper, and she starts, asking him about, a robot, because she saw one on TV. And he's like, robots are just, nobody needs those things, that's foolishness. And then, Salad asks her uncle, what he thinks about robots. And he says, they're pretty cool. And then the scene whisks away with Salad's imagination, where Salad is a robot and probably has like the cutest costume out of them all. And they're just like on an assembly line. I mean, putting like toys together, it looks like, or something like that. And yeah, I mean, that's really about all that really happens. It's not too much. The theme song plays, and it's my personal favorite. It's the simplest and shortest song out of all of them. And yeah, it's pretty simple. I'm not gonna sing it because that'd be kind of goofy, but basically the whole gist of the song is just like, do your best, robot, work, push the buttons, and yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, like, it's a very simplistic song with not much to it. I think it only has one verse and a chorus, and yeah, that's about all you get. But it's super catchy, and it's just, I could never be in a bad mood just hearing them go, roboto 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 ro. The 12th and final chapter is called Moshi Moshi no Himitsu, which basically translates to like secret hello or hello secret, something like that. And this one just starts out with just Salad and her uncle. Like, Salad is, playing with a telephone, and her uncle is explaining to her like the functionality, what he'll use it for, and how useful it is. And I think her mom, Salad's mom, is in the background, like, talking to her uncle. And then, cuts away to a scene of, it's showing, I guess, like, phone operators, how they're basically saying, connect to line 25, connect to now line, so 47, connect to the line, like, 999 or something like that. And they're just going crazy trying to keep up with all the crazy amount of calls that are coming through so everything can function properly. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that section. And then the song comes in, and yeah, this song is it has a couple of English words in it, so it wouldn't really be that hard for them to translate all of it. But basically, yeah, the song is just called Hello Mushi Mushi. Hello, but because Mushi Mushi is how you say hello on the phone in Japanese. And yeah, like it's not too complicated of a song. I mean, she literally says London, Sydney, and even Milwaukee. I'm like, where are these references even coming from? They're talking about, how the song talks about how phones, they connect people, and these are like old phones, not the cell phones. Well, until the end of the scene after the song, where Salad asked her uncle about, his Keitai Denwa, and Keitai Denwa's cell phone, and the scene ends there. But final thoughts on Loop Salad. Well, I had never played a game like this before. It's certainly one of a kind. Story is pretty ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure it's probably connected to the manga, which has never been translated by anyone yet that I know of. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's ridiculous. And I mean, there's a sequence for the Matatabima, which is a cattail. It's a play on words. He plays a cat. That version, that is exclusive to the PSP version. And Yeah, apparently there's different endings depending on which mode you beat it on, like normal or Futsu, 120 puzzles. And yeah, you get a certain ending, and then on hard, that's 120 more levels. But I've only beaten 4 of them. Like, yeah, they're ridiculously hard. I mean, and you can't you can't hold the R button for like a hint, which basically they call it hint, but it basically solves the puzzle for you. Yeah, I've only beat 4 of them. I mean, they really test your brain. Like it'll make your brain hurt. I mean, and you have to be all 10 in each area just to see the next area. But I don't think the story probably didn't change that much. But apparently there's a different ending, and I'm like, I don't even understand how Salad solving these puzzles like progresses the story. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's so great. You got crazy songs. They're highly enjoyable. And that's going to do it for me. Signing out.